Good evening and welcome to Thai PBS English News Service. I am Subhajang Suwan. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra today led her new ministers to swear an oath of office in front of His Majesty the King, while a crew of senators are saying the new minister attached to the PM's office should not be allowed to take this post as he was sentenced to imprisonment in 2009. The Prime Minister told the media that she is confident that the new lineup will strengthen the government as she led the third reshuffle lineup of ministers in an audience with His Majesty at Sirirat Hospital for them to swear their oaths to office. The Prime Minister added that Warathep Ratanakar is suitable for his post as PM Office Minister despite complaints that he should not be allowed to hold the post following a conviction in 2009. 24 senators have submitted their names to the Senate Speaker requesting the issue of Warathep be handed to the Constitution Court. Senators claim that according to law, a person cannot hold a ministerial post if he or she has been imprisoned within 5 years prior to taking the ministerial position. Warathep and some other cabinet members were imprisoned relating to an online lottery case back in 2009. However, the government and the new minister himself believe he can legally take this position. The Ministry of Commerce is to sell 500,000 tons of jasmine rice to the rice pledging scheme's stockpile and took the opportunity to reconfirm that the sale to local traders will be done in a transparent manner. After the Commerce Ministry invited members of the Thai Rice Exporters Association to submit bids for 500,000 tons of the government's stock of jasmine rice, some rice traders raised concerns that this kind of secret dealing could lead to corruption because the price was set in advance. Tikampor Nat Tawarat, Deputy Director of the Department of Foreign Trade, stated that the Thai Rice Exporters Association asked for the release of jasmine rice since they need to export new and good quality rice. The ministry then agreed to the sale as it would benefit the export sector. The rice trading procedure followed the regulations of the ministry. However, the selling price will be negotiated and the Commerce Ministry will allow all rice traders to take part in the bidding to ensure transparency. The ministry said that this will result in competitive and good price for the rice. Officials from provinces in the Central Plains are claiming water levels in the Chao Phraya River are at their lowest in 10 years. Despite water levels being critically low, some farmers are insisting on going for a third round of rice planting in their paddy fields. Despite losing some 100,000 bahts worth of rice to a drought earlier this year, Sanan Imjantik, a farmer in Nakhon Sawan, is still rushing to prepare his land to grow rice at the end of this rainy season. The low amount of the stored water is due to the incomplete sediment dredging scheme in the Bung Barapet swamp, streams and nearby canals. However, many farmers appear to be prepared to take the risk of growing another crop this year. It is not only farmers feeling the effect of the drought, local fishermen are also seeing smaller catches too. The drought is likely to get worse during the upcoming dry season. Meanwhile, water levels in the Chao Phraya River flowing through Ang Thong province have been gradually dropping for the last few days. The Chao Phraya Reservoir in Chainan province has reduced the rate at which water is being released in order to save it for irrigation. People who live outside the irrigated areas are now suffering from the drought. Despite heavy rain over the last 2 days, the drought problem remains unsolved. And donating money for education and research may soon enable taxpayers to pay less tax. The Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister says the new rules could come into effect as soon as early 2013. Deputy Prime Minister and Finance Minister Kittirat Naranong says corporate and individuals taxpayers may be allowed to reduce their taxable income by donating to education and research purposes by up to 3 times the amounts donated. The tax allowance in these categories is currently just twice the amount donated. The Revenue Department is revising the regulations to promote more donations to education and research. Kittirat is hopeful this scheme could come into effect early next year. A list of research and development bodies which can receive tax-deductible donations is now being prepared. Today, tax deduction is limited to the donation of educational supplies and construction materials for educational facilities, whereas under the proposed new rules, all types of donation would be deductible. The MICE industry, or Meetings, Incentives, Conventions and Exhibitions, has long been a key foreign revenue earner for Thailand, based upon Thailand's already well-established tourism industry. Earlier, Dr. Rungtip Chonapalai talked to Jirut Isarangkunayuthiya, Director of Domestic MICE from Thailand Convention and Exhibition Bureau, who pointed out the ways in which Thailand has to develop and raise their competitiveness in this industry.
But when we are here at the IMEX America, what have we learned from here, and then we would go back to Thailand and develop our MICE industry?
Yes, actually we are here in every year, and this is the second year. What we learned is that most of the exhibitors, they are all cities, not a country. But if you can see for the Philippines, for the Asians, they are still a country bureau. So, but for the market, I think they are more specific. They look through into the destination in city. So what we have here in Thailand is we have to work with other cities more. We have the project called My Cities. We work with all the cities, with the head of the governor or the mayor of the city of Pattaya. Now we have 4 cities that we work together. We try to encourage them to come out more, to see the potential of the market. And the other thing is very important is the working between the private and the public sectors, which My Cities project I think is the key success for Thailand in the future.
Yes. And but then ASEAN will, in 2015, in terms of the MICE industry, then Thailand can maybe compete or maybe we remain strong in the market. How do we achieve that?
Well, luckily in terms of geographic, Thailand is in the middle of ASEAN, with the capacity of the people who get into Thailand. It's 45 million. We can have 45 million people in Thailand in terms of the airport, transaction and everything. And also, I think that Thailand, we have the beauty of the country. We have the great service. People know Thai food. People know that Thailand as a good service. And also, we have so many convention centers, and upcoming is in Chiang Mai and in Phuket within a few years. So in Chiang Mai, actually, the end of this year.
But what is the strong point and weak point of Thailand?
Very difficult to say, actually. I think the strong point, as I tell you,
location.
One of the weak point for us, for the AAC, is language. I think Thai people need to practice more English now, because in 2015, English will be the main language for ASEAN. And also, I think it's the only thing that we need is to help how to improve ourselves, how to help to educate more people to work as a
because to have the basic knowledge.
Yeah, basic knowledge. Actually, I think we have more than knowledge than everyone in the world in some part. But I think the communication skills, especially English, I think we need. The professionalism, I think we are okay. For MICE, for tourism, I think we are the best anyway in the world. You can see by when you're walking around these exhibitions that people like to come and visit us because we are smile, we are very friendly.
Happy people.
And situation in Thailand, if it's okay, stable, everything's going to be fine.
Thank you, Dr. Rungtip. 2 people died and 2 more were injured last night when the occupants of a passing vehicle fired dozens of shots into a car. Police believe there must have been at least 3 people in the suspect vehicle. The motive for the shooting may be related to the drugs trade. Here's more from Panut Sinsap.
The Scientific Crime Detection Division examined the scene on Theparak Road in the Soi Khajon area this morning, where last night the 4-door pickup truck fired at a car carrying 5 people, killing 2 and injuring 2 others. Officers were able to retrieve bullet casings and said the target car contained over 34 bullet holes. Deputy Director General of the National Police Bureau revealed that after looking into the background of the 2 dead victims, Apisit Intachai and Viwat Kwanpet, police found that they are involved with narcotics, while Viwat had just been released from prison after serving a sentence of robbery. Meanwhile, the 2 injured survivors are now reported to be in a safe condition.
Thank you, Panot. And today is the first day of the new school semester in the 3 provinces of the Deep South. However, 1 in 5 students remained home today, fearing for their safety. On the first day of the term at Rom Klao School in Yi Ngo district of Narathiwat province, only 80% of the students attended class. Last term, this school suffered a school bus bombing which injured 2 students and the school's director, while teachers have been shot dead in a number of recent incidents. Some parents, therefore, were not feeling safe enough to send their children to school on the first day of the term. Meanwhile, naval officers in Narathiwat helped to scan Ban Puto School's classrooms, buildings, and nearby areas of Lahan and Yi Ngo before allowing students to start class. Army checkpoints have been set up on both sides of the road leading to and from the school. The provincial governor of Yala, Detrat Simsiri, visited schools in Mueang district to encourage the students on their first day and then visited the military's teacher protection unit. In Pattani province, defense volunteers from Mueang district were sent to secure schools in the municipality area. Every school will have 3 soldiers on guard and defense volunteers will be patrolling the streets. In the suburbs, army forces and village security groups will guard the area during the school semester. The restive region has seen at least 5,000 people killed in the violence which have been ravaged in the region since early 2004. 6 prime ministers have been in office until now, but unrest in the region continues to fill the front pages. Police have arrested a man from Cameroon who used a social media website to lure a Thai nurse into sending him cash, promising her that they would live happily ever after. Zamzung was arrested today by Sansuk police in Chonburi province after he took 10,000 baht in cash from Chalalai Bunman, a 30-year-old nurse who he met on Facebook.com. After staying in touch via the site for some time, Samyi told the female nurse he has $3.5 million in cash, equivalent to about 100 million baht, hidden in a safety deposit box. He went on to explain to the nurse that the money needs to go through certain chemical processes before the cash could be used, saying that if she helped him pay 4.5 million baht for the chemical treatment, he would come to her with the 100 million and live together happily ever after. Doubting his claims, Chalalai reported to the police and a trap was laid, which ultimately led to the arrest of Zamyi for fraud. Police believe more members of this gang remain on the run in Thailand. And day 1 of the Futsal World Cup, but construction workers are scrambling to complete construction work at the Bangkok Futsal Arena. Yesterday, FIFA officials approved the use of the stadium during the Futsal World Cup 2012 on the condition that everything must be completed by next Monday. Meanwhile, the tournament started today. In one of the early Group A matches, Thailand beat Costa Rica 3-1. In today's matches, all 4 teams of Group A had a chance to grab 3 points if they won. Host country Thailand gained 3 points after prevailing over Costa Rica 3-1. Meanwhile, Paraguay and Ukraine went head-to-head and drew 3-all, earning each team 1 point. The 24-team tournament will end on November 18 with the final of the 2012 Futsal World Cup. Meanwhile, FIFA has conditionally approved the use of the billion baht Bangkok Futsal Arena as a venue for the Futsal World Cup, which kicked off today, if they manage to satisfy all the conditions set down by FIFA by Monday, including installation and testing of CCTV camera systems, completion of the FIFA office, and the installation of playing surface. The arena will stage matches from the quarterfinals up to the final of the 24-team tournament. Today, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, which is responsible for the construction, was only allowing essential construction and security staff to access the arena to allow work to proceed as fast as possible and to increase security. Today, tournament preparations were being supervised by FIFA officials. And that's all the time we have for tonight's edition of Thai PBS English News Service. I'm Super John Clinsung, wishing you all a pleasant evening. Sawasdee krap.